Welcome to a journey of shifting mindsets. Ever thought about optimism as a superpower? Stick around, and you're going to discover how transforming your perspective can be a game changer in life. Let's dive in. Picture this scenario involving two pups. The first one, faced with electric shocks, finds a way out and quickly learns that escape is possible. The second dog, however, has no exit and succumbs to the situation. Later, when both dogs are presented with a chance to escape, the second dog, conditioned by his experience, doesn't even try, despite now having an open road. This is a classic example of what psychologists call learned helplessness, a state where a person becomes resigned to their fate, thinking any attempt at change is futile. Now, let's flip the script to learned optimism, the belief that we can cultivate positivity and happiness. Pioneer researcher Seligman showed through workshops that you could indeed teach people to adopt an optimistic mindset, which in turn helped decrease the onset of depression and anxiety. Just as these dogs learned their behavior, we too learn ours. Optimism isn't just a feel-good term, it's a tool for better living. Growing up, like many, I struggled with inner demons, teetering on the brink of hopelessness. But that narrative doesn't own me anymore. I learned, as you can too, that our disposition towards life's challenges dramatically influences our success and joy. Optimists tend to achieve more, enjoy better health, and lead lives that are significantly more enriching than their pessimistic counterparts. Pessimists tend to surrender easily, are prone to depression, and, frankly, miss out on a lot of what life has to offer. The secret? It's all about how we interpret events. Faced with rejection or failure, a pessimist might view it as an unchangeable, blanketing truth, while an optimist sees it as a temporary setback, an isolated incident with no bearing on their worth or future successes. Trust me, I've seen it in action. The guy who charms his way through life with a grin almost always carries an optimistic lens. But there's a cautionary tale here. Walking down the road of optimism requires avoiding the potholes of delusion. Blind optimism can be as harmful as outright pessimism. A balanced perspective, grounded in realism, is essential. Otherwise, you can find yourself pouring energy into a leaky vessel, a failing business idea, a one-sided relationship, an unrewarding career, believing against all logic that it'll somehow right itself. So, yes, engage your optimistic side, but anchor it with the weight of reality. A discerning optimist is the kind of person who thrives. And remember, achieving this mindset isn't just wishful thinking. It's possible with commitment and effort. At this point, you might be thinking, what's the catch? Actually, there's none, but to truly leverage the power of optimism, align it with action. Optimism without action is merely daydreaming. It's the combination of a positive outlook and concrete steps that creates unstoppable momentum. And before we proceed, just take a moment. If the insights shared are resonating with you, show some love and support. A simple subscribe, like, and ringing that notification bell can be a powerful affirmation of your commitment to personal growth. By doing so, you're not just supporting the channel, but empowering yourself with knowledge that propels you towards your aspirations. Now, let's delve deeper into principles that distinguish winners from the rest. Winning isn't merely about victory in a particular arena. It's about cultivating a winner's mindset every day. It's about making active choices, not passive resignations. You see, life throws curveballs at everyone, but the strongest among us adapt and knock them out of the park. If we learn anything from the strongest male heroes in history and fiction, it's that resilience, strategic planning, and unyielding optimism forge paths to glory. Whether you're navigating the depths of modern dating, striving for financial wisdom in a time of recession, or mastering software to stay ahead in the digital market, your mindset is your most valuable asset. Cultivating the divine masculine isn't about gender. It's about embodying strength, wisdom, and a constructive, proactive approach to life's challenges, embracing monk mode not just for semen retention attraction, but for laser-focused commitment to one's goals and purpose. Embrace lifelong learning. because the moment you stop learning, you start declining. In modern life dating, career wisdom, and financial success, keeping informed and adaptable is crucial. Whether it's understanding the intricacies of insurance and online banking, entangling the complex world of real estate and medical investments, or navigating the demanding fields of marketing and advertising, it all demands a resilient and educated approach. Realize that the ebbs and flows of life, like the financial markets, are not personal affronts. They're opportunities for the smart money tactics of the truly enlightened, those who understand that every downturn predicates a rise, every loss presages a gain. Let's now transition to the practical applications of these principles. What are the actions you are going to implement after absorbing these insights? Whether it's making your first investment, refining your approach to modern dating, or simply adopting an optimistic lens each day, your actions define your trajectory. As we near the end, if you found value in our time together, consider this: give back in proportion to the wisdom gained. Think of it as a symbol of the law of reciprocity, which simply states that the more we invest in the world, the more it returns to us, magnified and manifold. In the end, the journey to becoming a strong, successful male isn't about reaching a destination. It's a continuous quest for self-improvement, knowledge, and a mindset that sees every setback as a setup for a comeback. Keep these lessons close to heart, and may you become the architect of your destiny. Gentlemen, dive headfirst into a riveting exploration bound to leave pessimism in the dust, as we dissect Learned Optimism by Martin Seligman. Imagine dogs subjected to shocks. One leaps free while the other is trapped, helpless. This experiment unveils the profound effects of perceived powerlessness, paralleling the experiences of some individuals facing life's shocks. The dog capable of escape carries a lesson of resilience into new trials, bounding out when adversity strikes again. However, the one caged by circumstance learns a desolate lesson. That action seemed futile, giving way to a grim resignation scientists call learned helplessness. And like these dogs, some individuals come to feel that, no matter their efforts, the outcome remains out of their control, an attitude that can dominate their existence, leading to tears rather than tenacity. Let's pivot to optimists versus pessimists. With positivity comes an abundance of rewards, greater achievements, sturdier health, extended longevity, and a sturdier shield against ailments such as cancer. Pessimists, however, often find themselves ensnared in a self-constructed web of surrender, prone to depression, disdaining life, and, when adversity enters the stage, more likely to succumb to sickness. Linked to this is the body's hormonal balance, which scientists tell us can bridge the mind's outlook and the immune system's robustness. A negative mindset can conversely yield a weakened defense against illness. Zeroing in on what brews a pessimist's worldview, we investigate their explanatory style, how they interpret life's downturns. A pessimist's inner monologue in times of adversity might resound with despondency. It's always my fault. I'll never succeed. I'm just not cut out for this. Contrastingly, the optimist maintains confidence. It wasn't my time, I'm still learning, or, this was out of my hands. Pessimism weaves a tale of permanence, pervasiveness, and personal failings. Optimism, conversely, represents a mindset that doesn't dwell in the absolute, rejects that outcomes seep into every aspect of life, and acknowledges that not all failures are self-made, often recognizing the role of external factors in shaping events. A favorite quotation: "People who consider themselves stupid rather than uneducated do not act to improve their intellect." Our belief systems about intelligence, if viewed through a lens of fixed traits, stifle growth. Understanding that our minds are malleable, capable of change and development, sets us on a path of lifelong learning and adapting, a self-fulfilling prophecy of the highest order. Speaking of balance, Seligman's research illustrates a raw truth. Pessimists often perceive the world more accurately, while optimists paint it with a more favorable brush. Yet walking the middle, patriotism tinged with hope, is the key. An example: accountants, too optimistic about financials, might miss vital warnings. or gamblers, riding high on unfounded confidence, fall to ruin. Selleman's insights extended to predicting the success of insurance salesmen at MetLife. He argued that beyond attitude and motivation, optimism was the golden ticket to forecasting performance, going so far as to claim his model outperformed MetLife's own metrics. Intrigued? Seligman offers you a challenge: test your own optimism through a series of queries outlined in his book. It's a tool that scales your viewpoint on this spectrum. My friends, as we wrap up, I leave you with this. If today's introspection has given you a richer perspective, consider the value it has brought you. It's always appreciated if you resonate enough to slide a token of appreciation our way, with a link awaiting you in the description. Before we part, I urge you to embrace the opportunity presented. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, and add a like to your digital ledger with us. By doing so, you're not just joining a community, you're stepping towards the goals and benefits we've uncovered together today. Now, to you, the architects of your own fate. What shifts in thought will you implement after today's revelations? Let that question guide you as you forge ahead.